Thanks so much to all of our medical workers for everything you do for us. We know the past year and a half has not been easy. Welcome to H-Town Rush. I'm Lauren Talarico.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Addison Green.
Okay, so another hot one out there today, Addison. Not much of a chance for rain, which is good for the barbecue plans out there.
Yes, absolutely so. Get that grill.
Overnight, a gunshot victim hit in the head by what he believes was a stray bullet drove himself to the hospital for help. Say every day Texas's new abortion law is in place. Some 150 procedures do not happen, and they are celebrating that. But that celebration has come with plenty of backlash. Janelle Bluda has the latest on the fight. Unbelievable. Meantime, back in Louisiana, here's a look at some of the damage. People are working really hard to clean up Grand Isle. Big storms. Some experts say this could all be avoided if power lines were buried underground. Brandi Smith explains why it's just not that simple.
When hurricanes hit the Gulf Coast, it's inevitable the lights will go out. So why aren't there power lines buried underground in storm-battered areas? The short answer is money. According to the Edison Electric Institute, moving power lines underground would cost $1. Besides the cost, there are other problems with buried power lines. In parts of Florida, where there's a high water table, buried lines can be prone to flood. But as anyone who lives in a hurricane hotspot knows, it is tough to battle back against the power of Mother Nature. With your why, I'm Brandi Smith.
We're following for you. The Kabul airport is back open in Afghanistan as the Taliban continues to fight the resistance in the Panjshir Valley. Yesterday, 2 domestic flights took off from the runway, the first planes to leave since foreign governments pulled their troops out. The Taliban says the airport will soon be ready for international civil flights. New week, plenty to keep an eye on in Greater Houston. Here are a few of the highlights in this week ahead. Let's talk COVID-19 now, though. Thousands of vials of COVID-19 vaccines are near their expiration dates. So what happens when the vials reach that point? Now on your Sunday morning, up next, a sports team that has... Now, there is a team that calls H-Town home but hasn't even played a game here. Here's Jason Bristol with another strange but true Houston sports story. Jason Bristol, thank you so much. Okay, your time 6:58 on the Sunday morning still ahead. Told a man in that other car pulled out his weapon and opened fire multiple times. The man outside the car is now hospitalized in cases still surging around the world. Here are 3 things we're tracking for you. Number 3, a global leader is that could help stop the spread of that Delta variant. Brandi Smith explains why they're recommending booster shots when so many people remain unvaccinated.
Why are experts recommending COVID-19 booster shots when some Americans haven't even gotten their first shot yet? It means people with breakthrough infections who may not even know they're infected are exhaling high levels of the virus and infecting others. So a booster shot could help to stop new infections, stopping the spread. With the why, I'm Brandi Smith.
Your time now, 7:07 on the Sunday morning, still ahead. Fire officials. First, the U.S. Open is in full swing, and last night there was a major upset. American player investigators are bracing for what may be the storm's final impact, a wave of fraud cases. Brandi Smith has tips for avoiding those charity scams.
There are so many organizations looking for ways to help in the wake of Hurricane Ida, but there are also crooks looking to make a quick buck. I'm Brandi Smith with some tips to avoid getting scammed. If something seems off, go back to step 1. Depending on what you turn up, you can file a complaint with the FTC or the Texas Attorney General's office.
Brandi Smith, thank you. Between the storms, the winter freeze, clock, checking and exposing misinformation online. Now videos have gone viral on social media claiming that the government is paying farmers to destroy their crops. Ariande Till estate market is hot, but are you willing to spend millions for a house built in the 1950s? If you're an architect buff and you have the money, this Frank Lloyd Wright house might be just for you. Here's Ron Trevino. Very cool, Ron. Thank you so much. Your time now, 7:27. Still ahead here on it. We thank you for all of your hard work. Welcome back to H-Town Rush. I'm Lauren Talarico with Addison Green. And Addison, you are breaking down that barbecue forecast for us.
And it's going to be a tasty forecast, Lauren.
I bet it is. I can see behind you.
Just like this barbecue plate, right?
Right.
It's going to be looking and feeling.
Breaking overnight, a gunshot victim hit in the head by what he believes was a stray bullet drove himself to the hospital for back in Louisiana. Here's a look at some of the storm damage that they're still cleaning up. People working to clean up grand drives like this one are so important. This weekend, Bread of Life, a local nonprofit, handed out supplies to hundreds of Ida evacuees who are now here in Houston. Families are grateful for all the resources going into Louisiana, but those stuck here tell our Melissa Correa this help is the blessing they've been praying for. For you. The Kabul airport is back open in Afghanistan as the Taliban continues to fight the resistance in the Panjshir Valley. New law in Texas mean it's being talked about all around the country. It's a complicated issue. Brandi Smith breaks it down.
The so-called Texas Heartbeat Act, technically known as Senate Bill 8, is now law in Texas. I'm Brandi Smith, breaking down what it does and doesn't do. More coverage of the lawmakers who pushed for this law, opponents who fought against it, and its impact in Texas on KHOU.com.
Back in Houston, not only did UH face off against Texas Tech in the Texas Kickoff Classic, it could be a preview of a Big 12 matchup. Anayeli Ruiz was at that game and talked to fans from both sides on a move that sources tell our own Matt Musil is inevitable. Yes, exciting times for U of H, although the final score of last night's game, 21-38 to Tech. Okay, your time now, 7:52. Can grill in anything here in Houston. We got it.
Nothing stops us from grilling.
That's right. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us this Sunday. Be sure to stick around for CBS Sunday Morning. That's coming up next. We hope you have a happy and safe Labor Day weekend and hope to see you right back here next weekend.